Derek and Shay Forston with me, owners of Second Chance Housing and Angela Denise Foundation. The dynamics are a little bit different, so we're gonna talk more about that. So let's start with Angela Denise Foundation. We wrapped up the first segment talking about Second Chance Housing and how that came about, Derek's experience. So let's talk about the Angela Denise Foundation.
All right. So really, the Angela Denise Foundation was birthed out of a place of frustration. One day I was at work and didn't even make it to work actually, en route to work, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, before I even got in the door, I had about 15 phone calls, 20 text messages, and it was all stuff that could have waited till I got there. And that was becoming a recurring thing. I was working from sun up to past sundown, and it was becoming a bit much.
So tell us a little bit about your background. What do you do? Kind of where you work is. Can we say? Is it okay to say where you worked? We'll just say in a local hospital.
Yeah, in a local hospital. We say local hospital.
All right. So tell us.
So I was in a position of a supervisor at a local hospital. And when I took the role, it was for one department. It ended up being within 2 months, 3 departments. And it became just overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of expectation in a supervisory role, but it was literally a manager's role. And it was just a lot. It was something that I really, it just wasn't for me. I loved it. I loved what I'd done. I loved my staff. I loved everything about it.
And how long did you do it? How long?
God, in that position, I was in that position for 4 years, almost 4 years.
Okay, at the same hospital?
Same hospital.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, like I said, the Angela Denise Foundation was really birthed out of frustration. That one morning, I had been just bombarded. And on my way to work, I literally broke down. And I hopped off of the highway. I called my boss, and I said, I'm going home. And she says, no, we have this important meeting. The surgeon is waiting for you. We have to meet with him. It's going to administration. I said, I don't care. I said, you can fire me. I'm okay with that. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I need a moment. So I turned around and I came home. I called Derek, and I broke. I was crying. I'm talking about just frustrated beyond belief.
Yeah.
And when I got home, it was so funny because I pulled up and he pulled up. And when I came in the house, he says, when's your last day? And I was like, what? He says, when's your last day? And I said, huh? You know?
Okay, so question, were you praying for this?
I hadn't been asking her or kind of nudging at the thought that I needed her help. I was getting extremely busy.
Okay.
But I knew one day that I'd probably be able to pull her from corporate America, but I didn't know it was going to be that soon.
Okay.
But any husband would know that look in your wife's eye when she starts crying, and it's because of something else that's external from the marriage, right? That really bothered me. And that day, actually, when she came home, we created the Angela Denise Foundation on paper.
Wow.
We did.
On that little break, or that mental break, I would call it. I think you still went back to work.
And the thing is, I still went back to work.
She still went back to work.
Yeah.
I still went back to work.
I remember. So let's back. I'm going to backtrack this a little bit for you guys. So you started Second Chance Housing, like 28 October, November 2018.
Yes.
When did you leave full-time employment?
I left my job March 13th, I do believe, at about 2:40 p.m. I remember it all. In fact, I took a picture of the sign as I was leaving. Oh, wow.
And that was 2019. So about 6 months after starting the business, you had reproduced your income. And you were able to replace it with your new business.
Correct. So I think it was a little longer than 6 months. But eventually, God blessed it where I literally replaced my yearly salary monthly.
And so now it's probably twice, right?
Right. Yeah. It goes up a little bit every month. Yeah.
All right. So you had transitioned from full-time employment in 2019. So you're watching this. Yeah. You're watching the business grow. You're watching him grow. You're watching what's coming out of this business, because we still have to talk about Forston Consulting.
Right.
So there's a lot's happening, and meanwhile, God is dealing with you.
Exactly. In a whole different way.
A whole different way, expanding what's on the inside of you. Yes. Okay, so we've got Angela Denise Foundation. Yep. on paper in one day
In one day.
within a few hours. Okay, so let's go from there.
So really, we just sat down and Derek was like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And then he says, come on, think. So then we're sitting there thinking. I was like, the Angela Denise Foundation. I said, I want something to memorialize my mom.
Okay,
Who she was, what she stood for. And that's where it came from. We just sat down and we just started talking about my mom and the things she did for people and her heart. And that was what Derek was doing. But I wanted to take it a step further and kind of touch a different dynamic.
Okay.
And that was going into women and children.
Okay,
Or the
yeah.
single parent and their children. But still doing the housing structure. Because that was something that my mom always did. We lived in New York for a period of time, and the lady next door was a drug addict.
Wow.
Her house got raided, and she literally just had a brand new baby.
Wow.
A brand new baby. And that whole family ended up living with us while the mom was in jail.
Now, I hadn't heard that story before. Wow.
Yeah, the whole time that
Wow.
their mom was in jail, they lived with us.
Okay.
So it was Shay, Sybil, Victor, and I cannot remember. I don't remember the baby's name, but I remember the three oldest.
And how long were they with you guys?
A while.
Wow. Yeah.
Victor went back to be with another family member, but Shay and Sybil actually stayed with us for quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's just that's what geared my heart to the Angela Denise Foundation. I was like, you know what? I love what he's doing. Now it's time to kick it into high gear by taking on that other dynamic. So that's how the Angela Denise
Awesome.
Foundation came.
And your mother's name's Angela
Angela
Denise.
Denise.
Okay. All righty. And tell us a little bit about why she's not here anymore.
So my mom had lung cancer. Never smoked a day in her life. Never drank. My aunt used to call her a square from Delaware. So I'm like, really? I'm not even from Delaware, but that's what they used to always tease her because my mom was just, they used to say she was a prude. She just never did nothing.
No smoking, no drinking.
Nothing.
Good.
She was just this amazing lady. And again, she battled with cancer, right? We found out, we took Derek's mom to Bermuda. That was Derek's mom's first vacation or outside of the country, right? So we took her home with us for our bridal shower. And the day we arrived in Bermuda, my mom came to the house and she just looked washed, you know? And I said, well, what's wrong? She says, they think I might have cancer. I was like, really? And I said, well, we're going to pray that away. It ain't going to happen, no. But diagnosis came about 2 weeks before, no, 2 weeks after that, excuse me. And then the day of our wedding, she was able to be at our wedding. Right before our wedding, my youngest brother graduated from high school. So she went from the graduation to our wedding, and the day after we got married, Derek and I woke up that morning and took her to Boston. Took her to the airport so she can go to Boston and start taking treatment for her cancer. Within a year of that, actually less than a year, February-ish, the following year, I was away from Derek for about 4 months. I was at work. My mom called. I was talking with my mom on my break, and she had a stroke while we were on the phone.
Wow.
So a few days later, I flew to Bermuda and never came back home. I didn't come back home for about 4 months. So we went from Bermuda. As soon as I landed in Bermuda, they took all my travel documents from me at the hospital, and they put us on a jet, and they flew us back to Boston. So I was in Boston for 4 months with my mom.
Now that has to be challenging for newlyweds because you guys were married 2-3 months maybe?
So it was about 6 months.
About 6 months?
Because our first anniversary was after she had passed.
Okay, so 6 months married, and then you were gone for 4 months. With no visits in between? One visit in between.
It's tough.
Yeah, Derek. So how did you process through that?
That was tough.
Yeah.
Thank God for church family at that point.
Yeah.
They checked on me a lot, checked on her a lot. Yeah. She was in Boston, I was
That's
here.
Great. That's great.
But she did what she had to do to take care of mom until she eventually passed.
Yeah. And what a blessing to have that kind of support in your husband, you know, because he could have been screaming bloody murder. And
I screamed a little bit.
Yeah.
He did. A little bit.
Once I figured out how long she would be gone, and that was the part that hurt a little bit because there was never a time frame on it.
Right.
I'm going to take care of mom and I'll be back.
Yeah.
A week turned into 2 weeks.
Got it.
2 weeks turned into a month.
Yeah.
A month turned into 3 months. I was like,
So
When
the
you coming
plan
home?
wasn't 4 months.
No, that
Wow.
was not the plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So a little kicking and screaming.
A little bit.
Yeah. That's
But I
that's
totally
okay.
understood though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally.
And I'm sure she understood.
Yeah, totally
She understood why you would
Yeah.
be upset.
Yeah,
Okay.
Totally understood.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. For you guys to have been married for such a short period of time and then have this challenge meeting you right at the front end of your relationship. You know, a lot of people say that you're in a better position when you have those kinds of challenges
Early
up
on,
front.
yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
because you really get to see the whole of who you married when you're in the middle of
Exactly.
trial and tribulation and challenges. So, so I think that, you know, it wasn't a good scenario,
Not at all.
but you got that in the way, you know, so that you could see the whole of who you married and,
Right.
and you were able to transition
Yeah.
Yep.
and be supportive of each other. So that's great. So marriage works. Look at your neighbor. Tell your neighbor marriage works.
It works
Marriage
sure
works.
does.
if you work
Yeah.
at it, right?
If you work at
Exactly.
it, that's
Exactly.
good.
That's the part,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It'll work if
Yeah.
you work it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got Angela Denise Foundation in the earth now.
Yes.
And its focus is still housing.
Still housing.
But we're going to focus on women. And women with children. And I
Yes.
know you're still building out the
Still building.
program.
Correct.
So what are some of the ideas that you have that you're going to make a part of the foundation?
So definitely what I'm noticing a lot in the single parent with their child is access to jobs. So getting
Okay.
that job training, giving them skills. A lot of the mothers that I'm seeing with the need are younger mothers.
Yeah.
That right out of high schoolish age group. So they don't really, a lot of them are, I'm not seeing them with a lot of the tools that they need to kind of get out there and be successful. So it's trying to have those programs built into the Angela Denise Foundation where we help to gear them towards success.
Okay.
So again, job training. I got amazing, actually at the last open house, a young lady came to me and says, I know what your goal is for the Angela Denise Foundation. I teach CNAs.
Wow.
And I would like to give your program my gift for free.
Fantastic.
So I actually
Incredible.
So
Incredible.
one of my clients actually had a meeting or has a meeting, I believe it's Sunday, with the young lady to start gearing up to enter that program.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what happens for her and to start building that part. But definitely what the Angela Denise Foundation wants to have available is those tools to equip our single parent, to obtain good jobs.
Right.
Some access to
Access.
college funding so that they continue their education.
Yeah.
So
That's
what
great.
we're
You know what comes to heart? It's incredible to me to see how pieces come together. You know, we don't know what this young lady that wants to invest her education in your foundation was praying about before she met
Exactly,
you,
yeah.
before she heard about the foundation. Now, because you have stepped out, she has an opportunity to sow into the lives
That's
of
it.
other women.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage everybody out there, you know, there's an opportunity that's coming for you to do exactly what's in your heart. It's just a matter of time before you meet those individuals, a matter of time before we met, and now here we are all together. And it's just a matter of all the pieces coming together and the links coming together. And I just think it's incredible how
is.
God says, okay, not now, but now.
Yes.
You know, not then, but not there, but here.
Yes.
And everybody
You know,
benefits from it.
Everybody
That's
benefits.
the great part about it. Because just
Absolutely.
like you said, who knows that client wasn't praying one day that, Lord, I want to be a CNA or I want to learn a
Absolutely the
skill.
answer.
And now here comes the lady that offers it to Shay. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
She
I
could
love it.
absolutely be the answer
love it.
to the prayer of one of the women in your
Exactly.
group.
That's what I'm
It's
saying. Yep.
amazing
Yep.
to me the
Beautiful.
way God does that.
And my thing is, had I not walked off of that job, or had we not had that, had I not had that situation
Yeah.
that caused me to frustration, had I not wrote down the vision and stepped out on faith to doing
Right.
it, how, I don't know if that lady that's going to be teaching this class's blessing was attached to me.
Absolutely.
So what would have happened had I not been obedient and done it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So now, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there. So now when we go through our wilderness experiences, people, let's not avoid them. Because there's something good that's going to come.
Built into it.
Absolutely. There's an absolute lesson that's built into it. In your case, a whole business.
Exactly.
You know, the answer to someone's prayer. All right, guys. So we've got to take another break. Listen, this story is about to get really, really good. When we come back, we're going to talk about Derek and Shay, how they met, and we're going to get a little bit more into their love story. All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.